It started as a dare. My friends always called me the skeptic, the one who didn't believe in the supernatural or rituals. So when they mentioned the devil's game, I laughed, but as they explained, something about it intrigued me. You summon the devil himself, ask him 3 questions, and he'll grant you answers, if you win his game. The rules were clear. 1. Perform the ritual alone. 2. Never break eye contact. 3. Be honest. I figured it was just a silly challenge, but the thought of getting answers about my future, about the things I'd been too afraid to face, was too tempting to pass up. At exactly 3 a.m., I sat in the middle of my darkened living room, a single candle burning in front of me. I'd drawn the circle with salt, just like the instructions said, and placed a mirror opposite me. With trembling hands, I spoke the words, "Lucifer, I summon you. I seek your wisdom and accept your terms." At first, nothing happened. I sat there feeling ridiculous, but then the candle flickered violently, and the room grew cold. His voice came before his image, deep, smooth, and resonant. It seemed to echo in my head rather than the room. "Why have you summoned me?" I looked up and saw him, not as a horned beast or a shadowy figure, but as a man. Dressed impeccably in a dark suit, he had an air of casual arrogance. His eyes, though black, bottomless pits, betrayed his inhuman nature. "I want answers," I said, my voice shaking. He smiled, the kind of smile that made my skin crawl. "Then play my game." The first challenge was simple. He would tell me 2 truths and 1 lie, and I had to identify the lie. "Let us begin," he said, his voice dripping with mockery. 1. You will die alone. 2. You are not who you think you are. 3. Your mother lied about how your father died. My heart pounded as I tried to process his words. I wanted to believe they were just empty statements meant to rattle me, but they struck too close to home. "The lie is, my mother lied about my father," I said finally. His smile widened, unnerving me. "Correct." The second challenge was a riddle. If I answered incorrectly, he said, my soul would belong to him. "I have cities, but no houses, forests, but no trees, rivers, but no water. What am I?" "A map," I answered quickly. "Well done," he said, his tone amused but disappointed. For the third and final challenge, he reached into the air and pulled out a small glass vial. Inside was a tiny golden light, flickering like a trapped firefly. "This," he said, holding it up, "is your soul. Win this game and you'll walk away with answers. Lose, and it's mine." He placed the vial on the floor outside the salt circle and smirked. "Take it." I hesitated. Leaving the circle was against the rules. I glanced at the mirror behind him and saw my reflection. It wasn't me. It was twisted, gaunt, with eyes like his. My stomach turned. "I won't leave the circle," I said firmly. He leaned forward, his smile fading. "Are you sure? You could end this now. Take your soul and leave." I shook my head, holding his gaze. For a moment he studied me in silence. Then he laughed, a cold, hollow sound. "You win," he said, vanishing into thin air. The candle snuffed out and the room went dark. When I woke up, it was morning. The circle of salt was gone, as was the mirror. I laughed nervously, relieved it was over, but something felt off. I went to the bathroom and stared into the mirror. My reflection stared back, but the eyes weren't mine. They were his. And then he spoke, his voice echoing in my head. "You didn't win. You never left the game.